This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
Alrighty then. Appreciate you guys rejoining us here at SimTrax Broadcasting as we come to you live here this Saturday night with the NSR Xfinity Series brought to you by the NC811.org. Definitely know before you dig. The North Carolina 811 since 1978. The NC811 has provided a fast and easy communications link with your local utility providers. Give them the information about your excavation, and they transmit the information to the utilities, and then your utilities send out locators to mark your publicly managed underground lines. Guys, it's that easy. You contact 811 or 1-800-632-4949 3 working days before you plan on digging. Last thing you want to do is hit a water line and you end up ruining somebody else's day, including your own. I assure you the county does not pay for that for free for your mistake. As we continue on here, a mistake I see out here on the track is actually this track has been closed permanently by NASCAR. Fortunately, we are reopening it here tonight, and that is none other than the Auto Club Speedway out here in Fontana, California. Many drivers enjoy this track. Plenty of 3 wide, if not 4 wide racing heading into these turns. No problems. Guys getting back and forth out there. Draft heavy, extremely tough on the right side tires. The treacherous exit of turn 2. The dangerous enter of turn 3 as it gets so bumpy. And none other than the Xfinity cars going out here. They're going to try their best to see if they can keep these cars held down. Now, this is an open setup league, so these guys will have a little bit of an opportunity to try to grasp the track, hold it down, make some adjustments to the shocks and springs out there. Definitely change that differential preload. That may be a hint to some of those guys out there to get going a little bit faster. But that may be one of those things, is just the work between each of the drivers, between the crew chiefs, working with each other out here on the track. And that's exactly what you expect to see. As we take a look at a couple of our times out here, that actually it looks like John Williams, Brandon Hastings, John Hammond are our guys sitting 1, 2, and 3. All 3 of their Chevrolets have made it with some pretty successful times. They're within a tenth of a second of each other here. As that is very, very fast. Looking very good here so far. Sisler sitting down in 7th. That is one I would like to note. But we do have a couple new names out here as Jesse Priest is finally getting across the line here, laying down a quick time. He now sits 6th. As I was just saying, Sisler was 7th. So Sisler now gets bumped down to 8th. But Joseph looks like Galata. He'll be starting in the number 4 position, so that's how you say his name. Don't mess that one up. And we're looking, all right, Mark Sikosi down in that 14th spot. Looks like Ed Perry got that 30 machine back out on the track after kind of a dismal run last week. A couple contacts with the wall, but he was able to kind of fight it back and bring it back. But I don't know if you guys remember a little bit about last week, but we finally got a new driver out there into the playoffs. And I'm waiting to see if he is going to be able to make it out onto the track. Right now I'm talking about Dakota Ehrman in the 48 Chevrolet. Looks like he is not planning on qualifying here. I did see him pull out there on the track, realized he only got about a minute left. He's not going to be able to narrow down some times. Now, I don't know about you guys out there, but there are 17 drivers that have put down qualifying times, and almost double that are guys who have, almost that over again, have not qualified. I've got, Ryan Wendt, Tony Kivitt, Craig Parks, Andy Reeves. None of these guys qualified. Cope and Fonseca, these guys didn't qualify either. Matthew Wheeler, Lemon, Hines, and Ehrman. These guys are not qualifying out here, so that's going to kind of toss it up a little bit here and definitely throw a wrench into things. I don't know if they do that on purpose to see if they can fight through the field, but it's definitely an interesting one to figure out if that's going to work or not. Already out there in the chat, Thomas, appreciate you. I hope this is a good race as well. I definitely expect it to be, seeing we are getting ready to kick off the California 200 here. Drivers will be getting ready to grid up here in just a moment. But I do want to take a quick sec and see what we've got out there for the Auto Club Speedway. 150 laps will be tonight, and it looks like the stages will be at 35 and 70. Like I said, this is a very, very tough track and very hard on the right tires. You'll see a lot of tire pressure adjustments made tonight to try to settle these cars down. I would probably expect maybe a quick caution first thing, maybe in the first 7 to 8 laps, just when the tires start setting in. A couple of these guys I've seen out here have been sliding around a whole lot, and they're trying to get these cars to calm down a little bit. But once they do, they'll be perfect. But that 93-degree track temperature looking pretty solid with 66 in the air. That 12 miles an hour wind, normally you would think nothing of it, but that's going to definitely play in big time on that exit of turn 2. It's going to try to push these guys up into the wall. You're going to see some of them stare at the wall, yank away from the wall, and then possibly end up hitting the guy below them. So that's going to be very, very crucial. 100% fuel limit. They'll have plenty of tires down in the pits, but of course, down in pit, there's going to be no fast repair. So these guys are not going to be able to sling them back together. Patrick Morrison here, of course, your lead producer. I will be here with you all of tonight, and race control out here. Corey Boudinot, appreciate him rejoining us here as race control, holding down the fort for us. That should be definitely exactly what we need as these guys get ready to grid up here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look while we've got the time as they are about to get taken off here. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. John Williams, Brandon Hastings sitting 1 and 2. Excellent shot here. Let's see if they can continue this roll. John Hammond and Joseph Galata will be starting 3 and 4. Joseph Grijalva and Jesse Priest. I tell you what, these guys are trying their best to trip me up on this one, but it's not going to happen today. Mike Bruno will be 7th, and Matt Sisler will be on the outside of row number 4. Stoney Benfield, definitely can tell Barbara Pinion out there already here rooting him on. He'll be starting inside the top 10, 9th place for him, as the number 1 and Robert Sanders will be to his outside. Brian Rayburn will be 11th next to Jerry Culver. Now, Culver has been looking to try to get a solid finish here tonight. We'll see how he does starting in the outside of the 6th row. Moving on back to the rest of our field, where Timothy Davis and Mark Sikosi sit for row number 7, Ed Perry and Thomas Stanley. Now, Stanley was pretty fast during practice, not as fast during qualifying, so we'll see if he can boomerang back. Brandon Banks already locked in for the playoffs. We'll be starting next to another playoff driver of Corey Hines, right now 17th and 18th, and the 3rd driver of Dakota Ehrman will be 19th. Now, Johnny Taylor starts on the outside in that Dale Earnhardt number 3 machine. As you can tell, with his the paint car is painted just like it here as he tries to keep it nice and square, and I believe he's even rocking the Wrangler machine out there tonight. That leaves us with Tony Kivet and Michael Strickland starting 21st and 22nd. Keith Fonseca and Justin Cope will be starting in 23rd and 24th, and the final few rows here, Cordy Kinsey and Cameron Combs all the way here in the back. They're going to be trying to get underway here. D.L. Lemon starting next to Matthew Wheeler. Remember, Wheeler's had some trouble out here as of late. Craig Parks starting in 29th. Ryan Wenditt will be 30th, and I'm not showing Andy Reeves out there on the track, so I believe Mr. Reeves will not be joining us here tonight. But regardless, that does leave me with 30 solid drivers out here as we get under green, and away we go. John Williams taking us away on the first lap here to get this one squared off into turn number 1. Check out John Hammond trying to make sure he gets a good bite into this turn as he slides underneath of Brandon Hastings. Hastings gets side by side. He'll have the turn exit speed, but the key is not to slide off and bump the wall. Good move. Right now he stays pretty solid here so far, but guys, it may look easy from here, but there's the bumps. You see everybody kind of hopping a little bit there like they're on a pogo stick. Heading into 3, that will definitely cause problems 90% of this race. But as John Hammond gets close to John Williams here, Hammond's losing it here. No caution. Looks like he may be sliding into pit, and he's going to be a lap down here. I think he passed the commitment cone, so he may be black flagged. We'll keep an eye on that and continue on. All right, Grijalva out there now remains in 5th position. Right now, he is still hanging on there. Definitely a good move, him not overcorrecting when John Hammond came loose. Now, definitely, the tires have to heat up. These, the cars got to settle into the track. But some of these guys, they want to be fast. They want to get out there right in front immediately. And you see right now, everybody out there kind of getting a good feel for where everybody's going to be and the way this track lines up. You'll see guys start at the bottom, work toward the middle, end up back at the bottom, or they'll start high. There are so many different ways, and this is so much more responsibility on the driver. As we're taking a ride along here with Stoney Benfield, right now he is marching backwards, unfortunately, sitting now in 10th. Now, he did start 9th, so he's only one spot down. But the guy on the move is Corey Hines, up 11 positions, sitting in now 7th. His Chevrolet is definitely on the tear here. Whoever is setting up this car, hats off to him. He's been doing a heck of a job out here and really setting this car up exactly the way Corey Hines likes it. Now, last lap, Jesse Priest had a 40.48 fastest time out there on the track. Corey Hines is going to break that with 40.35. Has 0.3 faster than anybody else out here on the track. So keep an eye out for that 57 Chevrolet to continue picking up pace as he gains another position, sitting 6th. Unfortunately, here comes John Hammond. He's going to be a lap down here as they sling on by him. Without any draft, without any help, you see how he breaks loose just a little bit. Now, the key is, as they work around this lapped car here of John Hammond, if he can maintain his cool and not cause any problems, whoa, man, we already got guys sliding around there. It looked like Grijalva almost clipped the wall. Grijalva's got to calm it down here a little bit. I know he's wanting to get around, but that lap car is tripping him up. As guys get a little closer to the rear bumpers that you'll see, what'll end up happening is they'll take the rear downforce off the back of the car, actually lift it up a little bit, and guys will slide coming out of the turns. So as you see everybody shooting on by, we have a full field here tonight, and I tell you what, I couldn't be happier. I love seeing full fields of cars. When you start calling them with only 10 12 cars, I would say, I hate to say the B word, it gets boring, you know, nothing really happens. But there are things happening all over this track. I do want to rotate back to DL Lemon here. This is the battle for 23rd here. He's trying to see if he can shoot on by and see if he can get around Craig Parks here. I think he's almost got him. But Jerry Culver will be next on his list. Looks like he's rolling in the Copenhagen number 13 Chevrolet right in front of him. But look at that sea of cars in front of him, and Lemon trying to make a good run here tonight. Been down and out here in the past couple of races, which unfortunately has not played very well for him. But guys, I don't know about you. Right now I am looking at I am looking at 6 laps of guys almost 2 to 3 wide here, no cautions. Lemon now all of a sudden sliding apart. We better pull the camera off him before something bad happens here. Cody Kinsey, he's sitting down here in 28th, and Hammond, the biggest loss here of tonight, down 27 positions. This is hateful. I hate to see this happen for him, but maybe some good pit strategy or an early caution here will help sling him on to the lead lap. The only other person losing a lot of positions here is Thomas Stanley. He's lost 13 on the night already. So Ehrman, remember Ehrman, he didn't qualify either. Right now the 48 Chevrolet, he's looking to fight back to the front with his 8 position loss already. I don't know quite what the strategy is here, but Ehrman's actually falling back just a little bit. We'll take a look at our points later on here in the night. But as these guys start single filing up a little bit here, it looks like everybody's trying to just take it easy, figure out how this race is going to go later on. But boy, man, you see Hammond down there on the bottom again, fighting that car down to the bottom of the track. I think he wants to stay in the draft with these guys, but that is not going to work doing it like that. Here comes Robert Sanders in the number 1 Ford. He's going to slide to the inside here of Hammond. Hammond's going to try to rotate outside line. Ooh, man, all right, good. We paid our spotter today. And Hammond's going to rotate to the outside. Don't stare at the wall. Ooh, man. Yeah, Hammond right now, he's kind of a little bit all over the track here, but still doing a great job out there. And actually saving his car after the spin out. Not too bad. So looking like it's working on it so far. Let's see if we can check out the battle here for Corey Hines. Hines and Grijalva right now, this is the battle for 5th. Looks like Grijalva, it might be in some little bit of trouble. He'll have to turn exit speed, but I think he might be set up here in just a moment as the number 19 of Mike Bruno gives him a little nudge. The Liquid Molly car making it happen. Seeing if he can slide him on through and see if he can fight it on the rest of the way. But it looks like Corey Hines, I believe he was able to find him a sponsor out there. No solid black car for him tonight here in the 57 machine. Looks like Team Conti has gone ahead and grabbed a hold of him, so good move. And I like this the strategy call here by that team going ahead and collecting him up. 10th lap underway. I think I did this last week. 10th lap underway, 9 completed here as we are still led by John Williams. Williams not pulling away by too far, still held in within less than a quarter of a second of Brandon Hastings. Jesse Priest has gained 3 positions on the night to get 3rd, and Galata and Grijalva sitting 4th and 5th. They have yet to move here all night. Corey Hines ducks back into 6th. Mike Bruno is 7th. Robert Sanders is 8th. Stoney Benfield returns back to the 9th position as he battles along Johnny Taylor. Taylor on the inside, as this is the battle now for 9th. Stoney might be on the outside here. I don't know if this is where he wants to be. Let's see if we can get a shot from the top. Johnny Taylor there in the number 3, and Taylor, not 1, but aiming for 2. Now, this is possible. I love his aggressive line here, but that is going to take a huge run and a really rough mark here for Johnny Taylor to sit there and continue burning these tires off, touching down on that paint. Those are not going to last. I know I've been out here at Auto Club before. This is one of my favorite tracks, aside from Charlotte and Bristol. And your favorite area you want to be is 3/4, if not scrubbing the wall. That's the only way you're going to be able to maintain the tires for the length of time that you need to stay out there. Now, it will depend on it being long run, but right now Johnny Taylor is not expecting a long run here as he slings now up for his 12th position into 8th. Very quickly getting up behind Corey Hines and Mike Bruno here. These two guys are sitting there pulling away from him, unfortunately. He's got to make up about another 0.7 of a second to reach up to Bruno, where he is now sitting in front of the lapped machine of John Hammond. Right now, so far, so good. 12 laps complete. Everything looking fantastic here, as everybody is definitely minding their P's and Q's. There's plenty of room out here on the track. I can say that 1,000 times, but I guarantee we'll see somebody make a knock into each other here, as this track is just so difficult. Yeah, definitely a 2-mile track, unrestrictor plate, so they are able to crank these cars up as fast as they absolutely can. Some of the fastest times out here are at 197. That is held by Galata, who's now moved up into 3rd. Priest loses a position and slides on back just a hair. Benfield looks like he's battling back forward again for 9th position. Benfield definitely taking his time here. And I like kind of the situation that Benfield's doing here. Sitting back a little bit, letting the race come to him as everybody else's tires kind of burn off. That's when he'll plan to make his attack. So he'll move his way on up. Galata is now 3rd. Looks like Jesse Priest, Grijalva, here it comes. Right now, big trouble out there as Priest has been getting loose. Definitely may have burned those tires up as we take a look at them shooting down into turn number 3. Almost 2-3 wide there as these guys definitely start aiming for their spot where they want to be. And it looks like Grijalva's going to get out front. Hines behind him. Bruno's now up to 6th, and Priest has lost a handful of positions here. Just shy of that, now losing 4, dropping down to 7th. So he's in a lot of trouble here tonight. As he had an early kicked butt, worked his way up to the front, kicked in high gear, and now he's getting kicked back. So he may be playing soccer out there as much kicking around as he's getting. But anyway, let's continue on as we see a few drivers out there scooting and sliding around. You see guys trying to get a couple breaths of fresh air to the front end of that motor and take another shot down into 3 and see if they can get a better run. It is really impressive to see how many guys are dropping low on this track. That will cause very, very long, short-term runs on these tires unless they have set the cars up for that. Definitely would not expect to see that, but man, they get up around, here we go, now we're picking up the pace. Brandon Hastings now up to 199 miles an hour, and Stoney Benfield has just hit 201 heading into turn 1. So Stoney Benfield picking up the pace as well as the rest of the field as these tires have settled into the track. It's starting to rubber up and things are happening. Speaking of happening here, we move back to the 54 Chevrolet of Brandon Banks. Banks now sliding up into 10th. Finally make it into the top 10 when he started outside the top 15. So on the back half he started here. He's going to be battling alongside Robert Sanders. Sanders has tried to cross him up here heading into 1. Looks like he's going to have the upper hand, Brandon Banks is, but I don't know whether he's going to have the right hand here, as it looks like Sanders is sliding underneath of him here, may rotate up the track, but decides not to. You see how that low line, it definitely killed his run. Now all of a sudden, looks like Sanders is rolling back. Sisler in the 66 Celsius Ford is now up to 11th. Sisler trying to return back to the top 10 where he started. Now we are seeing Sanders doing the march back here Outside line will be the stronger line. It's going to be the outside. You'll see the exit, and that's exactly where they're going to want to be. A lot more speed out here. So definitely looking good here so far. Right now I'm looking to see if Strickland's about to be in a little bit of trouble in that 87 machine. Can't miss that pink Fanta car as he's getting underneath the 76 of Tony Kivett out there. Right now Kivett, oh man, the 87. Michael Strickland looking to get another shot at it here as he slides on through. So far so good. Looking to see if Timothy Davis can hold on. Timothy Davis going to watch him walk on around, and we're taking a look wrong with somebody who's dressed up like SpongeBob here. So we can take a look off the side of the car here of Timothy Davis. Timothy Davis right now is taking a look back at Tony Kivett. Kivett now running down toward the bottom. Now it is legal to pass below that white line. You cannot pass below a yellow line, so if you see any of these guys on that front stretch dropping below the white line to pass at the start-finish line, that is legal. They can make that pass. But look at that rotate up. Right now, I guarantee you that 76 getting ready to squeeze it here. Oh, yeah, a little nudge to the side of the car there. Let him know that you're not happy with it. Give him a little push and head into the turn, and that's going to allow Timothy Davis a little trouble here. Watch Tony Kivett get around him there, and now Timothy Davis is going to be sitting on the back foot here as it looks like he's going to watch Tony Kivett pull away. Robert Sanders looking to line him up next, and this is really, we're keeping an eye here on the battle for that 14th position, and this is kind of sawn back and forth here. If the 92 was picking up some pace of Davis is not now all of a sudden losing a little bit of momentum here. Right now, the person out of this entire field who's pretty happy with what's going on is John Williams, who's sitting up here in the front. Now, John hasn't been really contested at all. It's getting pretty close. Brandon Hastings just following along, and they're making things happen. They're working together, so they're staying away from any kind of trouble. As we complete lap number 20, we still got 15 laps before we get to our stage. This is looking pretty good here, and then we'll see how this goes on to the end. Johnny Taylor down on the bottom. They're taking a look as Grijalva looks for a shot here toward the top. Number 3 taking a peek here, trying to see if he can push his way on through. No can do. We'll sit here with Mike Bruno. What do you say we take a look on the front, on the top of his car here of the 19 Liquid Molly Chevrolet as we kind of figure out where Grijalva's going to go. Notice how these cars are starting to crank a little bit. Grijalva getting loose. Yeah, that is not what you want to see out there. Right now, Grijalva is going to see if he can reset again. Move a little bit of that downforce off the 47 here. Slide toward the top. Bruno's going to follow along with the number 3. I love the angle here. Top side. Rotating through, and they're going to be able to pull through. Don't stare at the wall. You won't nudge it. And the key is when everybody squeezes up, and that's exactly what happens. Wow. That's exactly what happens. As guys rotate up that track, they don't see you there, and because you're coming off that turn with so much speed, they don't see you. The spotter doesn't call it, and damage occurs. Right now we're seeing Joseph Grijalva working his way down pit road with less than 15 laps before we head into the deal. Right now, I think Grijalva's probably not a happy camper here, so he may go ahead and check out of this one. I don't think that shot to the wall is exactly what he wants to hear or to see. The 47 machine in a boatload of trouble here, so he's down at pit road. We'll keep you guys informed out there if he ends up taking it back to the garage. Right now, he is down pit road and hanging out for a tow right now to see if he can get this one underway. Alrighty, taking a look out there. Still, he is hanging out and still on getting towed at this moment. Hastings is setting third as Corey Hines has been taking the high line as of late. Notice how John Williams is now starting to attack the high line. Corey Hines, high line. Here he comes. Now watch the speed. He's going to be able to get out of this turn. Excellent move here. Corey Hines, I like the way he thinks. There's a reason why his I rating is so high on this service. Right now, that 57 machine thinks first before he acts, but I don't understand his qualifying time. Is how in the world did he start almost 20th position, and now he's up here battling for second? I guess he's just trying to prove a point that there's a reason why Corey Hines is already lined up for the playoffs. Right now, Corey Hines is sitting second. Taking a look, Brandon Hastings has been holding that position for the entirety of this race until now, where Corey Hines has passed him. Galata's now fourth, and we're taking a look and seeing if anything else can happen. Joseph Grijalva has taken it back to the garage. That's going to be it for his night here tonight, and he is not going to be able to make it back. So give Hammond another position as he slides up to 29th. Still, unfortunately, a lap down here, so he's going to be having a lot of trouble trying to bounce back from this one. But somebody bouncing now down to the bottom. Hines, first time, and now one lap led by Corey Hines and not John Williams here. Williams is now looking to see if he can hold on to it and try to come back, but now it looks like Corey Hines has saved his tires, which miraculously, starting from the 18th position, fighting all the way up, and now has the lead in this race. Corey Hines is taking off, has saved the tires, but definitely expect John Williams to come back with a vengeance here. But he's going to drop down to the bottom. Do his tires have enough life to continue a battle like this, as they're less than 10 laps heading to the stage? Lap 27 will be underway. This one will still be owned by Corey Hines here. Remember, we stop at 35 for the stage. Joseph Grijalva is not real happy right now, and I guarantee he's probably trying to talk to his crew chief and see what happened. He may have been rotating up and seeing if he's got something going on. Definitely a nasty bump into the wall there. Unfortunately, he was unable to return. Just not working out as well, but hopefully we'll see Joseph return, man. And definitely he's a good racer out here. I think he's got a fan out here that is watching, and let's see what he can do. Hopefully we'll see him return later on for this season. Definitely, I think if he's able to kind of take it easy out there and try to smooth everything out. Right now, we'll see if Corey Boudinot out there can say anything about the lap 2 penalty issue that may have possibly happened. But we're right now, out of everybody on the track, we are still sticking with our guys here in the lead of John Williams and Corey Hines. Now, Williams has been taking a kind of really working it here. I'm waiting to see if Williams is going to rotate up the track to block him here, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Corey Hines is going to get caught as Galata cuts him off here. Galata made it where Corey Hines could not rotate down. John Williams kind of being really gutsy here, trying to see if he can hold down on that bottom. Did not rotate up to the top. He's not going to have a chance here as they slide through 1 and 2. John Williams is going to tuck him behind Corey Hines yet again, and Hines just doing his thing. Right now, trying to see if he can get his Camaro to pull away from another one. As we were watching actually the battle between him and Galata now. Galata now toward the inside. We're seeing the 98 machine starting to kind of peek out here. And right now, not hearing too much tire sliding from either one of these guys here on the back. Not too bad from Corey Hines here, who now has the lead. 5 laps until we hit our stage break. Good moves here so far as you see everybody kind of bumping heading into turn 1. Turn 1 not as bad as the entrance of turn 3, but look at Hines, and now he's going to start putting on the distance. Where does Johnny Taylor come in? Taylor, he wanted to sneak on by, but that looked like a Grijalva issue, as you see how they were trying to squeak in the middle, and that was not going to happen. Right now, I'm hoping some of these guys will be able to kind of bounce back and try it again. Right now, with the new faces and new drivers out here, this track is a tough one to learn other drivers on. So these guys are doing more than just one thing. They're learning the tracks, they're learning the cars, they're learning how other guys drive, they're learning how to work with teammates, and all this is getting wrapped into one, and you're trying to figure it out in less than 150 laps so you can be successful here on the night. Battle for third, Johnny Taylor and Joseph Galata out here. Right now, third and fourth. Third, 98 Chevrolet out in front. 3 is going to hang out toward the top. Now watch the rotation as it comes on through, as he exits. Where will the 3 go? The 3 will drop back, but he'll have a boatload of speed. He's going to try to slingshot around. He does, but now he's caught underneath of John Williams. Johnny Taylor gets a 2-for-1 here as he slides from 4th to 2nd. Right now, John Williams now drops down to 3rd. Bad turn entry here by the number 3. And now John Williams is going to kind of give him a taste of his own medicine. Cross it up here a little bit, and now slide underneath, and John Williams may get 1 position back. But I don't think Galata's going to have enough speed here for the 3 to get him. Corey Hines lining himself up for a stage win here as he pulls on through, seeing if he can get just a little more. Right now I'm showing Justin Cope had a problem out here on the track and is taking it back to the garage. I don't know what happened to Cope. We'll take a peek when we slow down here and try to catch this all back up. Right now that does hurt for Monster Motorsports out there, consisting of Cope, Sikosi, and Benfield tonight. Right now they're down a driver here, so that is quite unfortunate. Johnny Taylor back to the inside again, and he's going to pass and aim for a 2nd place. Only a couple laps left here to go. Let's find one of our drivers as well who's been sliding up a good bit of positions here. 15 on the night is Matthew Wheeler. Remember I said he's kind of been looking for a solid run here. Like his profile picture, have Hey Arnold. That's pretty cool. All right, look like Marcicosi. He could pop the wall there a little bit, but definitely expect to see that from 90% of this race. Dakota Ehrman's only gained 3 on the night, sitting up in 16th, and right now still losing a bunch of positions is John Hammond. No, Hammond down 24 now as guys start ticking off and falling backwards where it looks like Brian Rayburn. He came down pit on lap 32. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for him. It looks like he probably is going to stay out and try to offset pit these guys. I like the thought. All right, let's get back up front where these guys are sitting here. Johnny Taylor is sitting 2nd, and John Williams is 3rd. Right now, we have lap 35 underway of this 150 bout here, trying to see if this is going to continue on. Right now, we'll see if this ends up Corey Hines. I think so, with about 3/4 tenths of a second in front. And John Williams, who led most of this race, may have to go back to the drawing board to figure out how he's going to pick up the amount of time that Corey Hines has been able to make up. Both Corey Hines and Johnny Taylor have both made up at least 17 positions here on the night. So lap 36 here. We're trying to see how it goes. Completion of lap 35. Caution is out. Corey Hines, congratulations here on your first stage win here of the night. Right now, this has been doing pretty solid here for the 57 machine. Excellent job. Definitely holding on to it and maintaining his composure out there on the track. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a moment. I do want to take a peek out there and see what in the world happened to Justin Cope back here on lap 28. Said he had a problem out here. Oop. Oh, boy. Yep, that destroyed his night. That's it. Yep, that's all it takes. These Xfinity cars, I said last race, that these things kind of crumble up pretty bad. Any kind of damage to the wall, any kind of bumping or nudging or scraping will start folding these fenders and the hood up, and that is not what you want at such an aerodynamically demanding track such as this one. You got to draft, you've got to hold, maintain. You start getting a fender kicked out or hood curled up, that wall definitely starts to creep up on you a lot faster than you want it to. So a lot of shifting around out here, but you see everybody out here on the track. Hines, Taylor, John Williams, Brandon Hastings, and Galata making up our top 5 here. Not too bad as Mike Bruno, Benfield, Jesse Priest, Brandon Banks, and Matt Sissel round out our top 10. These guys are getting ready to head down pit road. This is where a couple of things are going to happen, and I'm interested to see how well or what ends up happening and what everybody chooses to do here. 4 tires, does somebody take a little less fuel? Do they realize they have enough fuel? What is the choice? Right now, I would assume John Hammond may stay out onto the track to see if he can get his lap back here. if he stays out there on the track, as well as Brian Rayburn. Those two guys may get pushed around here, and they'll be back at it. See how our guys down pit road are doing here. They shoot on off. Looks like Corey Hines is going to get out first. Followed by Johnny Taylor, and no real switching here. Everybody doing the safe mark. Yep, 4 tires and fuel for everybody. Checking this. Cameron Combs, 19 seconds in his box. Craig Parks almost 20 seconds. There are some guys dealing with probably a little bit of damage they're trying to fix up there. Tony Kivett, Ryan Wendett, Thomas Stanley, he's 31 seconds in the box. Trying to fix up probably some of this damage. Dakota Ehrman showing 43 seconds in the box. I don't know if he dealt with a little damage with the guy ricocheting or coming across the front of his nose there. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, driver's going to get waved around here. Kind of figure out what happened for this run. We'll be we're gonna cut to commercial. We'll be right back for the restart of the race.
What a nice day to install my new mailbox.
Hi there, friend. I'm Dig Safely Man. My job is to ensure you call 811 before you dig.
Why do I need to do that?
Vital utilities like natural gas and electric run just beneath the Earth's surface. Damaging them can cause service interruption, environmental hazards, or personal injury.
I thought only contractors had to call before they dig, so homeowners do too.
Call 3 business days before you dig unless you have X-ray vision. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
Alrighty, everybody, we're about to get back under green here. In just a moment, Corey Hines is going to take on off. Now, remember, Hines was out by almost 3 to 4 tenths of a second before the stage break, but he made up 17 positions. So how does Corey Hines able to pull away from the rest of the field? Hopefully some adjustments were made down pit road, and we're going to see just some of that. Here we go, around turn number 1 and 2 here. Guys bunching up already. Once again, I love seeing it going side by side. Sisler now 8th, trying to see if he can make up some time. And right now, I guarantee you, that's what I'm going to say, a bunch of guys trying to make up some time or trying to find another groove here. They are very, very aggressive, taking these low lines here at Auto Club. Definitely you saw how it worked when guys stayed high until the final last third of the run, and then they were able to take off and pass them like they were standing still. But it does take a lot of discipline. You'll see a lot of guys fall back sometimes 7 to 8 positions, and then they'll be able to fight up almost 15, so try to bounce back. Now, it's if it's short term and your guys are trying to blast up to the front, we got 8 laps to go before the end, I could definitely see it. But we are going to let these guys do the best of their racing and continue on through. Now, remember, John Hammond was a lap down. He was able to come back down into pit and get back on the lead lap. 20th position for him. He's going to be looking to fight back to the front. So the number, or the 00 out there, now sitting in 20th position, is now finally gaining headway here, and he's going to be trying to see if he can fight his way back up to the top 15, at least before the stage here. But Tony Kivett and Craig Parks have been really on a roll here. Parks is gaining 7 in the 82 Chevrolet, sitting right behind him. So definitely we got a lot of guys shifting and moving around. Hines already getting out in front by almost half a second. not looking good. It's fast this lap. Good Lord, this guy can't be stopped. 40.35, and we are under caution right now. We have not moved our camera off John Hammond here, and the woes continue here for the 00 Chevrolet. He's probably going to bring that straight into pit. We'll see if pit road is open. And John Hammond is spun around here. All right, let's take a look before we ended up under green flag. It showed some problem happened out here with Ryan Wendit. Whoop. Oh, caught Ehrman here. I don't know what the heck happened there. It was just somebody not paying attention. All right, let's take a look at John Hammond. Oof. That's going to be that's going to leave a mark. Let's see if we can find something a little... Yeah, there we go. There we go. There's a good angle. Now we got to see from the seams who came into who. Yeah, netcode is involved. You do see you can almost fit a tire width between the two, but the 76 did rotate down. So Tony Kivitt caught the edge of John Hammond, and Hammond dealing with a bunch of damage there on the left side. Right now, checking out there in the chat. Kip Cook, appreciate you joining us here tonight, man. Definitely appreciate you for subscribing. You got to subscribe. That way you guys can chat with me here. Talk about the race, kind of things that you see. I do take requests. You guys out there say, hey, man, can I get a better angle of that wreck there? If you guys are, kind of ask in a timely manner. I do try to get as many different shots of a wreck, if there's anything in question. That way we can try to hammer everything out. Guys coming back down pit road here. Right now, it doesn't look like anybody in the top 22, but the guys on back, John Hammond, Brian Rayburn, Thomas Stanley, Dakota Ehrman, Tony Kivitt, and Ryan Wendit working their way down pit road here, trying to see if they can fix this thing up. Hammond dealing with the most amount of damage out there. He's got a lot to fix up. Right now, I hope his pit crew's out there with plenty of hammers. They're going to need to see if they can beat the quarter panel off the tire so he can go out there and try to remain fast. Once again, man, this guy has had a top 5 qualifying time, has ended a lap down after spinning and heading down pit road, and then spinning out here on lap 42. Right now, I'll tell you what, he's got about my luck out here. This guy cannot just catch a break. So hopefully John Hammond will be able to return. You do see the extent of the damage as we give a kind of a flyover here of the 00 machine. Right now, Corey Hines pretty happy about being out in front. Excellent job here by the Team Conti Sim Performance team. Right now, looking out of all of them, Corey Hines, John Williams, Johnny Taylor. Wow. Yeah, Joe Galata is one of them as well. Brandon Hastings. So right now, out of the top 5 or 6 are all Team Conti Sim Performance. That is amazing. That is amazing. Now I know I believe they may have another driver maybe sniffing out this league a little bit here, seeing what he can do. But I believe Mr. Ottinger is here as well, so we'll see if he decides to kind of kick it in the next week or the week after. Yeah, hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we'll see them kind of kick it out here. We did take a look out there, and Corey Budnot says everything's looking good out there on the track. No penalties have been handed out or needing to be served. So guys are definitely taking them in as they come here. Definitely, we already see a little bit of blinking out there. I think the blinking is coming from, I believe, the number 2 machine out there. I think that is Cody Kinsey. And the number 6, yep, that's him. It's showing 2 on his car, but it's saying he's the number 6 Toyota out here. One of 3 Toyotas, Ryan Wendon and Thomas Stanley out there. Stanley actually going with Full Send Racing. As we get this one back underway, speaking of racing, I love it. Let's get on going here. Dan Church out there is rooting on. Wendit, Strickland, Hammond, Perry, and Rayburn. Right now, he needs a little more out of you for Hammond to see if he can bounce back from this one. John Williams on the outside, sitting third. Looks like that might calm down a little bit. Let's keep an eye here on the 91 of Brandon Hastings, who is on the inside of Mike Bruno. Now, Bruno, we've seen him in a little bit of trouble from that exact position. A little rotate up, clip into the wall, I believe, is what took out Grijalva here for the night. Too much damage. He was unable to make the return back. John Hammond remains a lap down here as he had to fix a boatload of damage. Back out on the track he goes, but man, that left side's looking pretty sharp. Good job there by Hammond. Hopefully he's hoping for another quick caution here so he can get back onto the lead lap. Right now, Hammond would be our guy to get the lucky dog. No one else out here. I don't know if something has happened to Mr. Lemon out there. I think Lemon may have taken it back to the garage now. And we're having a little bit of trouble out here on the track as guys are shifting back and forth. We are keeping an eye on here at Stony Benfield. Benfield trying to make things happen. Right now he is down a position, but still remains top 10 all night here. Not too bad. I've seen a lot of consistency championship wins. Benfield may be going for that. I don't know if he has the winning car here tonight. Conversations with his team as they all feel they're pretty strong out here, but they don't know if they've got the winning car, but we've seen crazier things happen out here. Next stage break will be at lap 70. As we're halfway through 48, we got a good bit of time for these guys to be pushing it around a little bit. Do want to give a quick shout out for our main sponsor here of the race. You'll see them up there in the top left as well, the NC811.org. Since 1978, NC811 has provided a fast and easy communications link with your local utility providers. Give them the information about your excavation. They transmit the information to the utilities, and then the utilities send out locators to mark your publicly managed underground lines for free. Guys, it's free. It's simple. You know, before you start digging with an excavator, with a shovel, or with anything else, figure out where these lines are, whether it be water, electric, or anything, or any kind of communication lines for your internet. Give these guys a call at 1-800-632-4949 3 days before you plan on digging. 49 underway as we get ready to chop into lap 50. Guys have been sliding back and forth here. Matthew Wheeler up 14 positions, sitting 14. Not too bad here so far, as right now I've got a couple of guys out here really looking to kind of turn their luck around as we try to see if we can, you know what, we're going to see if we can take a ride along with Keith Fonseca here. We haven't talked about Fonseca all night. Right now, Fonseca is up 4 positions here on the night as Cody Kinsey continues the blinking issues up front as the yellow machine. Fonseca is falling behind Mark Sikosi here. Sikosi has actually been rotating back here most of this run. It looks like he's running Uncle Eddie's seasoning machine as he rotates to the top. Look out, and you see how aggressive the 76 is here, and that is not what you want to see. When a guy starts getting that aggressive and sliding around, that's when guys start making contact with one another, and Kivett has already been in some trouble here tonight, contact with Hammond. So the 76 machine, I don't know if he's got some damage to the left front of his fender causing any of this trouble. But right now, I think their crosshairs are on him and the eyeball, and people got binoculars on him to see if he is doing anything fishy out there or if it's going to be any more trouble. Strickland does slide up 5 positions, though, up into 17th. Ed Perry will be next on his list to get him behind him. That'll be the number 30 machine. You see the pink machine catching up on. Ooh, Strickland getting loose. Little adjustment down pit road. You can tell he's got it looser later on in this run. But I don't think he's going to want it that loose. Might have to tighten it back up. If this car can settle down a little bit, he could be one of the fastest guys on the track. And that's what you're seeing here. Sliding down underneath of Ed Perry. This is the battle for 16th. We do want to rotate plenty around out here on the track as it looks like Galata takes over second. But I want to see if Tony Kivett is going to work with Strickland here and push him past Ed Perry. Out they are. Perry's going to be marching back a bunch of positions here. Almost made contact with the, looks like the number 61 there, Fonseca. Oh, man, right now Ed Perry has kind of found himself as the meat in the sandwich here. He's kind of sliding back and forth and almost out of the bun. And now he's going to be in trouble. Mark Sikosi's on his outside. Sikosi checks up. as the 30 of Ed Perry tries to cut him off, slow him down to see if he can retain his position and get back on the track and try to start making headway instead of rolling backwards. So not looking good here. Let's rotate up front where the battle for second is starting to trip up a little bit. That we just tuned in when we saw Galata just give John Williams a good shove, heading into 3 to see if he can get John Williams to shift it up a little bit here. But as teammates, you wouldn't think you want to see each other shoving each other around. But I think we got some trouble here in the back. Right now, a yellow flag is out. Ehrman and Lemon got into it, but Sikosi is actually... what? That ain't right. Something's broken. Look at this thing dog tracking. Holy cow. Sikosi will be out for the night. Look at that. I've never seen a car dog track like this. Holy cow. All right, let's go. I want to see what happened on lap 46. This may be what actually caused Lemon to be out of the picture here. It says Ehrman had a problem here. Good Lord. Ehrman's been in a lot of it. Fortunately, check that out. Kept it off the wall. So that didn't cause any problems. Now let's get to Mark Sikosi. We got to figure out what happened with this one. This was a heck of a hit. Here's Perry. Clink. Ooh. Boom. Yeah, and it's locked that wheel up, as you can see. It's dragging the left rear. What a hit. Taking it inside run. That's how fast. That is how fast. He had no time to check anything up here. Yeah, it looked like Sikosi may have been getting loose underneath of him there. As soon as he made contact with the 30 it looked like he started turning left of Ed Perry. Let's see if we can take a look inside Ed Perry's car and see what he did here. There's Sikosi. There's the contact. Yep, and then sends him on through, so he just held his line and let him go on through. Sikosi may have dove it in there a little too hard. But Sikosi, check this out. I'm wondering if is he going to be able to make it back out? I think he's dog tracking pretty bad, and that left front tire's cranked. See if I can get that drone footage out there or a chopper cam. Yeah, he's going nowhere. All right. Yeah, Sikosi will be getting back down pit road here in just a moment. Right now, I know he's trying to probably stay on the lead lap, but he's already down a lap here. And Sikosi will be dealing with a lot of damage. Meatball flag will be flying out for Sikosi as he works his way back down pit road here, trying to see if he can get that thing fixed up enough to drive it again. But there is nothing left of that car. Look at that thing dog tracking. Worst part is it almost looks like a joke. You know what I mean? It looks like it's just sliding sideways like a UFO. Wow. Yeah. Sikosi back down pit road. You'll see the pit pace car meeting him here, and we are back under green. Corey Hines, off he goes. Let's get this one going again. Only about 13 laps before we head to the stage. Right now, I don't see anybody offset pitting here except Dakota Ehrman, who came in on 54. 29 seconds. And we are back under caution here. I think Cameron Combs had something to do with this one. This seems to be the common place where everybody's wrecking, coming out of 2. We'll take an eye here. I don't know if this is a camera playing on us, but I didn't know if that left front is cranked up on him here. What in the world? That thing just stepped out on him here. What an excellent dodge. The 40 machine of Ryan Wended here. This is an excellent move. Do like to give guys props. Look at that. Locking it up. Sliding to the side. Wow. Excellent move here by Ryan Wended. I do have to see if we can find maybe an in-car view of what this looks like. One to the side of him breaks loose here. Look at him check. Oh, what an excellent move. What an excellent move. Cameron Combs is now down pit road. Sikosi's been in there almost 3 minutes trying to get his machine fixed up. I think it's going to be a right while before he gets that thing square. Oh, what? Dan Church out there is saying went. Okay. Like I said, that's why I need these guys to kind of join up in the Discord here. That way I don't butcher guys' names here all night. Definitely some either are in there or not, but they definitely don't join up here. I try to find them if I can. Appreciate you correcting me there, Dan. All right, Corey Hines, Galata, and John Williams. Trying to see if they can get this one back underway. So far, so good. Right now, I've got to admit, right now, we are sitting here really about lap 60. 10 laps before our stage. Pace car lights are out. We're going to get back underway here in just a moment. See what we can see what we can do here. We'll see what we can do here. All right. So with the miss we saw out of the 40 Toyota, Ryan went. Right now sitting down in 22nd. He'll have some fighting to do to get back up front. The person who couldn't be happier out there is John Hammond. He makes it back to the lead lap here. I actually expect him to kind of come down in the pit, but he did come in down on lap 54 with the Mark Sikosi run. trouble back here with Cody Kinsey. Might take a look. Number 6 would may have gotten in some trouble as well. Alright. See if we can get this one back underway here. Start lap number 61. Here we go. And already Mike Bruno starting to blink out on us here. Back underway. The heat cycling in the tires are going to make it a little rougher for these guys to tack up and stay stuck to the track here. We're moving and sliding around here. Somebody working their way out of pit. Trying to see, I think that's Kivett down there on the bottom. We are taking a look at number 66, Cicero, though. Cicero trying to see if he can fight his way through. And we are almost 3 wide, and right now, oh no! Kivett into the wall. Yeah, I think he was trying to get out of the way or slow down. I saw him do that. Let's get back up front here where it looks like 3 wide still underway. I think Galata ended up with a bad turn here. Should be kind of tangled up with a couple of these guys. Right now he's shooting on through. 98 machine and Galata sliding up to 6. Sisler is now 7th. Priest, we saw that doubles, the 0 machine. He's been flying around the track. He was actually up there, remember, for the 2nd and 3rd position. Has slid back to 7th and hasn't recovered yet. Boy, look at that. Yeah, right now, these guys are I mean, insanely loose. Right now, you do see Michael Strickland almost hitting it off the wall. And once again, around the Dakota Ehrman area, there's nothing but trouble happening in front of him. Ehrman starting to make up a little bit of pace here. Check this out. I wonder if he's just been sitting back to watch this happen. Ehrman now up to 13th. Definitely a good adjustment made by Ehrman. Whatever has been happening down there in pit is now paying off. 12th position. Sliding up to get Brandon Banks here, and he'll be underneath of him. Ehrman now up to 11th. Continuing the roll right now. This is fantastic right now out of Dakota Ehrman. Now, he did pit on lap 54. Unlike most of his counterparts out there, who last came in on 37. And we've been on under a couple of cautions since then. But he has definitely made sure to save his tires, and he's saying, you know what, 6 laps, let's go ahead and full send it here. 9th place. Next one will be Priest. Priest is about 0.3 of a second in front of him here. And Ehrman right now making the moves. Nothing happening out there for Hines. Hines is pulling away from this one. Right now, I'm wondering if Ehrman says he's tired of getting caught up in some of this stuff. Ehrman did get caught up in 47, where he ended up sliding out. Getting caught there in the back. So now Ehrman's up to 7th, catching up to the 98 of Galata here. And now these are not teammates. But definitely he is kicking in the high gear here. I love what I'm seeing. This is looking pretty solid here so far. Ehrman, outside line. Galata looks like he's going to be heading back to the 7th position. And Ehrman going to try not to skim and off the wall. Man, that was a heck of a run. Excellent job here. 48 Chevrolet rolling on through. And right now, we are all Chevrolets here in the front. Everybody feeling like that is the way to go. And now we're running into teammates. Ehrman and Bruno. Let's see if Bruno can help pick up the pace with Ehrman and follow along, because right now Ehrman's got the run. About 5 laps before we go under caution for our 2nd and final stage break here of the night. Rotate up front where Hastings gets back into 2nd. Now John Williams is 3rd. Johnny Taylor is 4th. Taylor sitting on the outside in the number 3. Ehrman working his way up to the back. Seeing if he can catch him. Don't know if there's enough time. Taking a look off back of Johnny Taylor here. That is Ehrman starting to catch up in the Liquid Molly car. Yeah, you see how bumpy this track is. How it's kind of hammering these guys around a good bit. I think Sikosi has returned back to the track. That is him on the inside of the track trying to see if he can hold it. I don't know if he's still having some trouble out there maintaining. Look who is continuing on through. Ehrman up to 4th. Right now, this is a heck of a run here by Ehrman. This is mind-blowing. Right now, he's going to look and see if he can put John Williams behind him. And the 91 at the same time. Hastings to the outside. 3 wide. Battle for second. Ehrman coming away with the speed. Look at this. Yes. John Williams is going to lose not 1 but possibly 2 positions here as Johnny Taylor is going to hold the outside line. 91 machine of Brandon Hastings could have made contact but did not. Let off. 48 here of Dakota Ehrman has gained just as many positions as Corey Hines. These two are side by side. Right now, we'll see if Ehrman can catch him here. Right now, this is looking pretty good. Ehrman now up to with a 40.87. Last lap, 41.2 out of Corey Hines. Hines may be in some trouble here. Right now, we're seeing how Dakota Ehrman comes up. Right now, Hines trying to break the draft. Good move. That'll keep Ehrman back a little bit. Ehrman taking a look. Getting down close to the paint. He's going to stay to the inside. Good camera angle on this one. Right now, we're seeing Ehrman battle it to the line. It's going to be Corey Hines for that lap. But heading into turn 1, I beg to differ. I think we're going to see a change for the lead. Ehrman coming from behind. Here he is battling for the lead. Out in front of Corey Hines, and now Ehrman's got it. Down to the bottom, rotating up to the top. Now we got a complete lap 70, and Ehrman's got to hold on to it. Ehrman not looking to break the draft here, but that may cost him. Let's see how it goes. Heading into turn 3. Ehrman makes the slice down toward the bottom. Excellent angle here as Ehrman pulls away 0.3 of a second. And remember, Ehrman pit on lap 54, Corey Hines on 37, and now the winner here of stage number 2 will be Dakota Ehrman. Fantastic run here by Ehrman, actually kicking it from behind. I was really concerned of why and how long he had been behind. Why he was in the back of the field here. Great run here so far from our drivers. Had a few cautions out there, but right now we are seeing Dakota Ehrman, Corey Hines out here 1 and 2, which will bring up our playoff standing, where Dakota Ehrman and Corey Hines are right now sitting 1 and 2. Brandon Banks, who's actually sitting down in 9th here in this race, is locked into the playoffs as well. Remember, a win and you're in. They've got an option to continue through. Right now, Sikosi with his run here tonight, a lot looking good. John Hammond as well. Remember, Hammond's been getting plowed out there. Unfortunately, unable to return. He's sitting now 21st, at least on the lead lap. But he's got to figure out how to kick it and get back up to the front. Right now, Grijalva, remember, he checked out here for the night. So the number 10 spot's up for grabs. Cope checked out. So right now, Hammond is racing for more than just his race finish here tonight. He's racing for points. He could definitely use it here. Right now, a driver who's not out here either is Hartung, who's now sitting in 6th in the points. He's going to be working his way backwards. But Mike Bruno got a solid lead out in front of Michael Strickland. Alrighty. Pit road getting ready to heat up here in just a moment. Ehrman going to be working his way down pit. I'm sure we'll see tires and fuel out of him. Definitely want to slow this down a little bit as guys are working their way down into pit road. Oh boy. We had some problems. I'd Ed Perry back here. I don't know if he got rear-ended on the way into pit. Right now, race control may have to fix that. That would technically be passing under caution, especially when he had not pit yet. So we'll see if that causes any sort of trouble. Brandon Hastings, let's take a look at his pit stop. guys still trying to work out a pit here. Jerry Culver, Ed Perry, Thomas Stanley. Tony Kivet and Cameron Combs are still in their pit boxes. So right now taking it back to the garage. D.L. Lemon, Justin Cope, Joseph Grijalva. Andy Reeves did not take the wheel here tonight, so he didn't even get his first lap down. Sakosi stays out here. Looks like he's trying to at least gain one of his laps back. Cody Kinsey's got to make up, I think, a couple more to get back out there. He's been blinking a little bit here tonight. Yeah, Thomas Stanley with almost 27 seconds in the box. Jerry Culver, 24 seconds in the box. Somebody who did kind of toss it up a little bit here and tried something different. John Hammond. Looks like he had a 7.88 second pit stop time. So he's trying something a little bit different here. We've got a couple guys returning back down pit road. Mike Bruno and Johnny Taylor. Both these guys here from the same team are coming down pit road. May be incorrect. Mike Bruno is on a different team. Johnny Taylor is trying something different here for the Team Conti Racing. And seeing if he can kick it back. Running back up to the front. Pace car lights are out. Yeah. All right. Well, out there in the chat, guys, if you tell me what you think is going to happen here. This should be a pretty good run here toward the end. Right now, not too bad. We've had a couple cautions out there just from some dumb things happening out there. That's all I can say. It's just some dumb angles, some diving into turns when the car couldn't handle it. But it happens. It happens. All right, we're going to try to take a ride along here with John Hammond and try to see how this restart's going to go here. I'll give you guys kind of a thought of what this looks like. Go. All right, you see Barney up at the flag booth, and away we go. Definitely having a little bit of trouble getting going here. And now you do see Hammond falling back a little bit here as we see the 87 machine of Michael Strickland taking a shot toward the inside. Man, I wish I knew what the heck that was. On the side of his car. All right. Rotating on through the 87 machine, sliding up another one, sitting ninth, down to the bottom he goes. Right now, trying to see if they can take a peek as we start lap 75 under green. I believe we are back under caution, though. I believe Sanders and Craig Parks had a problem back here. See the rear end missing off the 17. It shows the 82 Chevrolet. And the Robert Sanders. Don't know quite what happened here, but of course we'll go back and let's find out. Let's find out. I gotta know. What happened to Robert Sanders back here? Sanders gets loose. Oh. Did Wendt really miss that one again? See if we can follow the Wendt here. Figure out what happens. Oh, he's actually sliding too. Wow, I don't know about this. This is going crazy right now. This is going crazy. Back under caution here as we're going to kind of eye pace for a little while. Pace car lights are still on. Good job here so far by most of the drivers. We're having some more trouble out there, but hopefully we'll kind of square this away here in a little bit. Guys, hold on just a moment. We're going to cut to commercial and be right back.
What a nice day to install my new mailbox.
Hi there, friend. I'm Dig Safely Man. My job is to ensure you call 811 before you dig.
Why do I need to do that?
Vital utilities like natural gas and electric run just beneath the Earth's surface. Damaging them can cause service interruption, environmental hazards, or personal injury.
I thought only contractors had to call before they dig, so homeowners do too.
Call 3 business days before you dig unless you have X-ray vision. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
Alrighty, back to it here, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys hanging on for a shout out from our sponsor here of the league, the NC811.org. Right now, I'm getting ready to see these guys get back underway. I'll be really excited to see this one go green all the way because I think some green flag stops I think would really trip up this entire race here so far. Tony Kev out there, appreciate you saying the great broadcast, man. We'll try to bring it the best we can here for the California 200. Let's get back underway to start lap number 79. Corey Hines out front. Great start yet again. Moving on through, trying to see if Jesse Priest can stay out and continue on through. Timothy Davis now sitting in 9th. Do want to keep a rotate as we move on through most of this field here. Like trying to get everybody a little bit of camera time. I knew as a fellow racer out there, there's one thing that annoys me the most is not being able to get into the camera screen. You know, I'm out here racing, doing a heck of a job. Unfortunately, sometimes 15th at a track I'm not very good at, where Brandon Banks is even saying where his qualifying time was a joke. Brandon Banks is now moving up 11 positions, sitting now 6th, and he's trying to see if he can fight around Sisler. Sisler, I know, has been up here in the booth with me, but not for the right reasons. He's looking to see if he can get a podium position here tonight, but with definitely some good pit stop time with 14:87 down there in the box. He's definitely getting a chance to deserve a opportunity to get that shot. Unfortunately, got loose in front of Jesse Priest here. Sisler working back down to 7th, and unfortunately may return to exactly where he qualified if Timothy Davis passes him. But Timothy Davis has got to make up over a quarter of a second to catch him here. Now Stoney Benfield still hanging out. Number 9 seems to be his lucky number tonight, as that is the place where he remains. And we are seeing, I believe that is Ed Perry loose back here in the back again. Yeah, losing control there for just a moment. Looks like Ed Perry got loose coming out of 3 and 4. All right, now let's take a look, see how he kind of slides down. Yep, right there, walks it on around. Holds on to it, though. I give it to him, though. That was a good job. not slamming into the wall, so he'll be able to continue on for the race, not dog tracking like we saw the Mark Sikosi out there. Sikosi, quick check-in on him. Right now hanging out in 25th. Sikosi's got a long way to go, about 11 laps before he can reach the lead lap, so he's got a little work to do. Galata is still down in pit road for almost 5 minutes. I don't know what's going on with Galata. He has been doing a heck of a run here tonight, and unfortunately is having to kind of stop what he's doing and end up way, way in the back here. I don't know quite what happened. Hopefully we'll see any of the drivers out there who've ended up in any trouble out here on the track. There is an infield car care center, and we may have an opportunity to talk to them and get a little bit of a piece of what they notice is happening out there on the track. We can see it from here, but man, there's one thing is when you hear it right from the words of the driver out there that's saying, man, this track is bumpy, or as we're going, this track is starting to loosen us up, and that's exactly what you want to hear is guys being able to say that kind of an opportunity, and they kind of their little piece as they go out there. But Tony Kiv, appreciate you out there. Dan Church, Kip Cook, Joe Grijalva, and Barbara Pinion, and Thomas out there. Appreciate all you guys out there in the chat. Kind of spicing it up for us out there as we take a little look here as a couple of these guys have been kind of scooting around a little bit. I do want to rotate back here to Matthew Wheeler, where just in time we see him make contact with Michael Strickland. I tell you what, if there's one thing about this league, I am able to be in the right place at the right time about half the time here. As we're looking at some of these guys just going around the track, I think there's going to be some contact. Boom. Contact. The guys are flying into the infield. But once again, more kudos here to Michael Strickland for holding on to that race car, getting down almost into the grass from contact there from Matthew Wheeler. Now, Wheeler is not a he's not finished the race without being bent. So right now, Matthew Wheeler's body team will be back at it again as the number 12 Chevrolet definitely folds a couple of panels, making contact with another driver out here. Wheeler does a heck of a job out here. I'd like to see at one point us have a conversation with him out there on the track and just ask him how he elected himself to become the pinball out there on the track. So he is fighting his way on through. Now, I do want to kind of point out here, guys, Corey Hines has regained the lead. Ehrman has dropped down to fourth. Now, I don't know if Ehrman is sitting back like he was before. He had the tires to battle it up to the front, but that is not what we're seeing here. Stoney Benfield is normally sitting in his lucky number 9 spot, has dropped down to 13th now. Remember, the 87 wasn't happy about that nudge he received earlier. That might be kind of returning the favor. Right now, we're going to take a look as we ride along here with the 87. No, don't do it. That's close. Right now, Strickland not happy about how Matthew Wheeler bumped him on the front stretch. I got a feeling he's going to be returning to him, and he's going to let him know about it. I'd have to give him a little Dale Earnhardt and rattle his cage a little bit there to let him know you weren't happy with the way you were being raced out there. Yeah, one of those things, but we'll stick to the 3 wide. Check this out. Keith Fonseca. Now it's time to kick in overdrive. Bruno, no! Good thing this ain't in Kanto. We are going to talk about Bruno here. Right now, he has got hammered into the wall. 19 machine missing both the front and the rear clip. He is slammed into the wall. Once again, another great positioning as Bruno Fonseca and I believe Michael Strickland were our guys at fault here heading into the next caution here for tonight. Bad shot here. Let's take a look over top. We saw what ended up happening. I thought what ended up happening is Fonseca pulled down a little bit. 19 rotated up. 87's holding his line. He's got nowhere to go and got squeezed. Look at the 75. Stoney. Boy, he couldn't get out of there. Yeah, these two guys get collected. All right, I gotta see the driver that slid past Strickland here. Yeah, there's the contact. 87. He's around. The 74. No matter what he was doing, it just kept just kept coming. So Brian Rayburn yet again, and the Gravedigger machine making it happen. Let's see if we can take a look. Maybe, yeah, we'll see if we can find some here. We'll see if we can find something for Brian Rayburn. Let's take a ride along with him here. Yeah, let me tell you, nothing makes your heart sink than watching that stuff happen in front of you. You want to get going, you're scared. Oh, hold on a second. Here we go. Brian Rayburn. Let's see what you got. Hey, hey, hey. All right, looks like Kristen, Cody, and Luke. All right. Good little shout-out time there for you, buddy. Yeah, it looked like something happened out there. Looks like Daniel out there in the chat is kind of hoping his driver will return to the track. Of Joseph Galata. Galata has taken it back to the garage. He is done for the night. Lap 77 was the last lap he completed before he came down pit road. Let's see what we got here. Went is up to 15th, so it seemed to work out for him pretty well. But pit road is actually kind of heating up with a couple of other guys down here. Benfield, Bruno, Strickland, Fonseca. I definitely expect to see these guys down here. Tony Kivet and Combs still in here. Looked like Kivet was able to return, but remember he ended up sliding out again. Back down pit road he comes for the 5th time here tonight. Ed Perry working his way out, maybe trying to tighten up that race car so he can break loose again. And hopefully his guy's going to chop at it again. The only driver out here that did not pit is Dakota Ehrman. Dakota Ehrman now gets into the first spot as Corey Hines came down on lap 88 with everybody else behind him. So this may come to play out here. For Ehrman. Ehrman's going to offset pit these guys. So that's exactly what got Ehrman up to the front in the first place. If we have another caution here in probably the next 15 laps, you'll see Ehrman come down, get fresh tires, and he'll be passing guys like they're standing still. But will it be too late in the run? We'll have to see. I think everybody will have to pit, and Ehrman's going to squeak by on a spit of fuel. Alrighty. Right now, everybody's still down pit. Benfield, Bruno, Strickland, Fonseca. Kivet and Combs still down pit. Right now, I'm showing 19 drivers still on the lead lap here, and away we go. Johnny Taylor being the last one. Looks like Dakota gets a good run out in front. Dakota's probably going to ride high side because he's got to think long term now. As Hines is going to be looking to grab the early lead and pull away. 48 might just want to tuck behind him and start saving fuel. Caution. No way. I think Sanders is in this one. I think Sanders and Wheeler. I don't know if Wheeler had to tow. Let's kind of see what happened here. Oh. Whoa, what a hit. That was up here with Wheeler. What happened to Wheeler? All right, maybe we need to stick where Hammond is. Something's happening up here with Hammond, and it looked like it caused Wheeler to check up. Let's see. There's the 12 on the outside. 12's breaking loose. Wheeler's loose. So's the 66 of Sisler. Hammond just glances off. Holy cow, Matthew Wheeler starts collecting the field. Go! Man, what a shot. What a mess, what a mess. But here we are at Auto Club for the California 200. Guys, we will let you know as soon as possible where the NSR League plans to go next. We are pretty excited to see what we've got going on and lined up here for the remainder of this season. We've been doing a lot of super speedways here, a lot of big, long tracks. But I wonder if this team or this league has considered going somewhere smaller. If they think about going somewhere like Bristol or Rockingham or Richmond, something like that. Maybe try to dial it down to one of these mile to mile and a half tracks. You know, definitely could possibly throw a Darlington in there and toss it up a little bit and really trip these guys up a little bit, seeing how this track has been going. This 2 mile track has not been nice to everybody out here. A lot of guys are battling back and forth, trying to see if they can come back. And it's not going as well as they had hoped. Brian Rayburn looks like he is taking it back to the garage. The 74 Chevrolet is down and out. This is unfortunately mind-blowing. And what I think what really is kind of biting right now is we've lost just about half the field here tonight. We started with 30 drivers, and right now I believe I've only got 17 left on the lead lap. And the rest have been dealing with a substantial amount of damage from this entire track. So we may be seeing a lot more of some of these guys out here, or we may have guys that just too frustrated right now, as this track is just not kind to some of these guys who are trying to return and make something of it here. All right, we are back double file here. Corey Hines, John Williams, Brandon Banks, and Brandon Hastings sitting in our front 2 rows. Reese and Timothy Davis are going to fight for that top 5 spot when we get back underway. Now, remember I said it was a chance that we may see Dakota Ehrman try to offset Pitt, and he does. He comes down pit road on lap 92 for 7.25 seconds. I don't know if Ehrman doesn't have any tires left or if he's trying to change it up a little bit here, but this is going to be a gutsy call. He may only put lefts on, but away we go. Something happened back here. 40 machine kicks out to the side. Ryan went, but not the right way. He flew to the outside. He's going to see if he can battle on back, as unfortunately Cody Kinsey's the one blinking behind him here. Johnny Taylor's going to be the one to shoot the gap. He's going to follow along Ehrman here, and if Went wants to fight up front, those might be the guys you want to follow. Away they go, trying to see if they can get going up and get back up to that 200 mile an hour speed we're used to. Right now we're having an average of somewhere around 127 here for the past few laps, as we've been pacing most of this. Right now, once again, the zebra cake machine's losing traction out here at Auto Club, as this is waiting for these tires to heat up. If we could just get about 8 laps under green, I think everybody might tack up and start connecting again down onto the track. But it's very aggressive to go from top to bottom, which we are riding along with Ryan Witt here. We may have to rotate up the track and run more in the line the number 2 is there to hold on to it and start kind of remain competitive and not keep rolling back. But his 16th position gain here on the night says otherwise, as he is now up to 14th. Ehrman flying up to 11th here. Let's see if Ehrman's in some trouble, as right now he's down on the bottom. Right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Johnny Taylor is pinched. Right now he's stuck behind Jerry Culver. Oh, yep. Ehrman saw that one coming. Checked up a little bit as they get caught behind Ed Perry. Perry's been breaking loose here the past couple of stints. Definitely I wouldn't want to be Johnny Taylor. And not because of Ed Perry and getting loose. Well, he's getting behind him, taking the downforce off that rear bumper, and that could end up spinning him around again if he is having any kind of traction problems. So let's see if this causes any sort of trouble as they exit turn 4. Looking pretty solid here. It's still about 53 laps left in this race, with Hines leading it, Banks still chasing. Hopefully it wasn't a fluke to see the amount of speed Ehrman had, especially after the new tires. I would like to see him remain competitive and get up to a top 5. He's been one force to be reckoned with out here on the track, but it is not paying off for him right now, as he is hanging out in 11th. Johnny Taylor is going to be the guy he's following here to see if he can continue. And something's wrong with Ehrman here. I'm not quite sure what the heck just happened there. Looked like Ehrman just kind of got loose. I don't know what that was about. Comes off the turn. Rotates down. Sliding. Man, that's just a lot of traction lost and a lot of time lost. From 11th to 16th now. He's going to be all the way in the weeds. Trying to see if he can come back. All right, let's get back up front. Corey Kinsey. See Johnny Taylor. John Hammond. Oh my God. This guy. Back and forth. I mean, this guy is just he is relentless. He is continuing on back, continuing the charge up front. At least one of these cautions was Mr. Hammond there on 42. Remember the spin out earlier in the race? He's been down multiple laps, and right now he is sitting 9th. Right now Johnny Taylor sitting behind him right now. Ed Perry just flossed around him not but just a moment ago. And going on through, Hammond may be... Remember, Hammond was fighting damage on the side of that car. Looks like you can still see the scrapes around that Pennzoil. But we got the battle here right now for the 8th position. Perry still holding on to it. Perry was loose most of this race. But Johnny Taylor trying to get back up front and rejoin his teammates. Taylor going down and touching that paint. Man, that's tough. That's tough when you get down there and touch the paint, and definitely wants to try to bounce up and ride you back up the track, which is so much harder on the tires. So we'll see if that comes back and bites him later on in this race. So we are less than 50 laps in this one for the California 200. I'd be excited to see where we go next. I think everything's looking pretty solid. NSR, the NSR guys here with the Xfinity League are pretty satisfied with what Simtrax Broadcasting is bringing them. I think it may be safe to say that I will be continuing here with the NSR League in the remainder of their season. It's been doing pretty well, and I enjoy the racing that I am seeing. I am always a big fan as well of open setup leagues, definitely being able to make the adjustment. I always say every driver is different, and there's no reason the car can't be as well. I hate changing my driving style to the car. I'd rather the car change to my driving style. And let's fix it. Now, there is a middle ground. It's kind of like, like Days of Thunder. There's a way to drive and there's a way not to drive, but everybody's still on the same tires. But that's exactly what you're seeing out here, is everybody's still on the same tires out here. Just different adjustments, different alignments, things like that. And you're going to find out who spent more time. You know, who spent more time setting these up, who spent more time with the crew chiefs and kind of squaring these cars away. You know, who has found success in the past doing, you know, making these races the way that they are. And that's exactly what you're seeing here, is a lot of these guys are kind of picking up different opportunities and different things they learn from each of these races. That doesn't look good. Not sure if that's Stoney's back out there on the track, but I think he's about to get lapped here in just a moment. Stoney Benfield about to get him. Definitely a mirrorful here of them as they catch up. Take a look off the back. Go back here at Stoney Benfield. Stoney is unfortunately down a few laps here. Right now he's hanging out in that 19th position, so there we are. Back with a 9 at least. Benfield is down 6 laps. He's got to get a rash of cautions out here before he can get caught back up. 46 laps left in this one. As we continue this one on through, I would love to tell you guys what's next on the list for our next race coming up. But that is to be determined. If you guys think you can hang with them, you definitely check them out on Facebook. With the NSR Xfinity League. Sign up. Definitely don't be afraid. They do have a minimum of an I rating of 1100. I would highly recommend making sure you have at least a B license, so you've driven these Xfinity cars before. Kind of goes rookie class is normally your street stocks, D class is your ARCAs, C class are your trucks, B class are Xfinities, and your A class are your next gens. So everybody here right now with an A class license driving B class cars, that's okay. They are more than well qualified. But it's hard to get in only racing ARCA cars and then trying to hop in these Xfinities. It's extremely, it's a completely different beast, and it's extremely hard to keep up and try to hang with these guys. So that is not going to be a possibility. We are taking a look at Brandon Banks in the 54 Chevrolet. He's up 13 positions, now sitting in 4th. Top 5 are all Chevrolets. Timothy Davis and Matt Sisler's Fords sit right behind that for 6th and 7th. And then we'll finish out the top 10s with Chevrolets with Johnny Taylor, Ed Perry, and John Hammond. Now, Hammond is, like I said, he's been battling a lot of adversity out here, a lot of things caused by himself and other things happening on the track, contact, wrong placement, spinning out. And John Hammond, if he could at least get a top 10 finish tonight, I think he'd be pretty satisfied with that. I know it definitely feels like a beat down for most of the race, trying to see if he can boomerang back and continue on. But that is just unfortunately not going to be the case here tonight for him, as well as Mark Sikosi. Now, Sikosi, he's been kind of beaten around and banged up. And you saw just one little fumble there, and now unfortunately he is down at least a handful, if not more, on laps. Probably 2, 11 at that. If my math is right now for Sikosi. This is kind of kind of butchering the pieces here, but fortunately, hopefully we will see Sikosi be able to return at the next race, and kind of hopefully we'll see him in a top 5, if not a pole position. I like being able to have the opportunity of talking to new drivers each and every week, and so far so good. I haven't really talked to many guys, only 2 races, this is being the 3rd, of talking to the same guy really more than once out here. Alrighty. Got about 40 laps, 40 laps to go here. Left in the California 200 at the Auto Club Speedway. Auto Club has been a very, very good track. Has a lot of history out here, especially seeing how Tony Stewart's done out here. Jeff Gordon has won a few pole positions out here. Lined himself up for a Budweiser shootout, if I'm not mistaken. I think 9 seasons in a row, I think. May be wrong. But definitely Jeff Gordon was a heck of a driver, especially at this track. Definitely owned it. This was one of the tracks that Tony Stewart had yet to win at for quite some time. Out of the, I believe, the 20 tracks, out of 4 of them, this was one of the ones he couldn't seem to grasp there for a while. Mark Martin, during the 2007, I believe, was found to be the favorite out here. Almost won the truck race, but lost due to a spin out. And then Matt Kenseth ended up winning the Busch Series race. And when it came to Cup, they were saying both of those guys were the favorites to win out there tonight. But right now, so I was not expecting Corey Hines to gain 17 positions here on the night, slinging into the lead, and has never looked back. This has been really an excellent race here by Corey Hines. John Williams originally sat on the pole next to Brandon Hastings, and Corey Hines has never looked back at those two. He's definitely leaving them in the dust, but I give it to Williams. Williams is holding them close, though. Holding him close. I know he would definitely like to pass it here and try to catch up. I don't think Ehrman's going to be able to return the way he did last time. 13th place is where he sits. Ryan Wendt will be the next one on his list. Wendt right now, I think is just about 3 seconds in front of him. So as this is starting to kind of slow down and stall out a little bit here, we look for a couple battles out there on the track. Here's one. Johnny Taylor and Jesse Priest. Priest holding on the outside there. We can see if that Zero machine can continue the roll. A driver from Wabash, Indiana. Battling alongside Johnny Taylor. Taylor sliding his way on up. Taylor now has fought himself back into the fifth position. Stoney's up toward the top. Benfield trying to make something happen here. I know, unfortunately, this has not been his race. One little fumble there as well, and that has cost him to march his way on back. Stoney Benfield from Albemarle, North Carolina here, battling on through, trying to see if he can get back to it. Right now he's seeing if he can slice on through. Definitely appreciate all his viewers out there that are watching Stoney. Be kind of rooting him on in the next round to see if he can kick back and try to overtake and make up some ground, unlike where he is right now. This has been a interesting run here for Stoney. Corey Hines, John Williams, Brandon Hastings, Brandon Banks, and Johnny Taylor sitting 1 through 5. This has been actually an excellent run, and I would almost question if all these guys are using the exact same setup here, because this is from the Team Conti Performance guys who are out front. Hastings, Hines, Williams, and Taylor out here making it happen. Brandon Banks is the only one I'm seeing not lined up with them. And I believe Banks kind of does his own thing. And I definitely know he rotates around out there. We'll see if he is able to maybe find a team. I would like to know if Banks is teamed up with somebody out here. We'll try to break it down for you guys. That way you guys know exactly where Brandon Banks does land, and hopefully he finds a good team to work with him here. Alrighty, that 117 is underway. We continue this fight on through. Auto Club definitely getting plenty rubbered up. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that bottom and the middle lane are starting to darken up a good bit there, which means the tack is very, very good, a self-cleaning track. So as these guys continue on around the marbles, will push themselves up against the wall, if not roll off the bottom and down into the grass. So there won't be any debris out there on the track. This is the battle we are taking a look right now. As you can see, Johnny Taylor looks like he's fighting around the 54 machine of Brandon Banks. This would be the shot to fourth. Right now, it looks like Johnny Taylor might have it here as he takes a good angle, swing toward the inside. Taylor has fourth, doesn't clear him though. Outside line is going to prevail with a little more speed, but the angle was actually with Johnny Taylor, as Taylor's going to head into 3 and 4. Driving down toward the bottom, should get a full clear here, but if he's unable to rotate through, that's not going to pay off here at all. So now 3, still trying to cut in front of him. Banks slides. There he goes. Banks now back toward the bottom, and he's going to kind of cross him over here at the line. Definitely switching it up here. Banks taking another look. Toward the outside, Johnny Taylor's down on the bottom. Quick update, Jesse Priest down in pit road. As they fly on through. Interesting to see Priest offset pitting here. It might be just enough to put tires on and get back out there, and he may not have to pit for the remainder of the race. Yeah, right now we're seeing these guys switch up back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. One of them gets him one lap, and the other one gets the other. Banks gets him this time, and now outside line for Johnny Taylor. Taylor's going to have at least a good bit of speed here, exiting 2. Seeing a little something happen here for the 4th position. Right now trying to see if they can make something happen here. I don't know if Taylor has not expected that one. Deep dive here for Brandon Banks. Banks may have to back it off there a good bit to see if he can rotate on through. We'll see if he decides to cross him up, and he does. Yeah, now Banks may try to see if he can line up the same deal here. Ooh. That is not what Banks needed. Banks is now going to be rotating back here. See if I can get some drone footage out there and take a look at his car. Yeah, you see that nudge there around the edge. Hopefully that does not cost him here. Let's take a look off the back. Because I think Matt Sisler has fought himself up into 6th right now, moving back past Timothy Davis in the Navy machine. Both these Fords are battling amongst each other. I think we've seen this before. Right now, look at that 0 machine shooting on through. Priest, remember Priest's pit back on lap 198, back on lap 118. Sisler's probably going to let him go on by, seeing that his tires are about 30 laps fresher out there than anybody else. This is staying a pretty good race here so far. No caution since at least the back on lap 91 to 93 was the last mark we had. We now sit on lap 123. This seems to be going pretty well here so far for Hines. Hines now still remains out front by half a second over Williams. Hastings sits beyond that by another second. And then it starts doubling up after that. Everybody off by another second and a half off everybody. I know Cody Kinsey, he's pretty close out there to where I thought Dakota Ehrman was, but that does not seem to be the case. Got a couple of guys kind of passing around out here, kind of figure out they're going to be able to make it or not. Banks and Kinsey on their way down pit road. Ehrman may go ahead and stay on out. Ehrman came in on 92, so we'll have a few extra laps he can hang out there. This will allow him to slide up into 8th, but not so fast. They got a long way to go here. Almost down, about 26, 27 laps left to go here. Ehrman's now up to 8th. Sanders is now up to 9th. All these guys do need to pit. Sanders last came down on 93, but was in the box for almost a minute. Craig Parks was beyond that. Parks was down there for about 1 minute and 5 seconds. He's now 10th. Right now, sitting out front, Parks is off by about 38 seconds. Top 10 are the only drivers on the lead lap. The remainder of this race could be up to that spot right there for the top 10. Corey Hines is definitely staying out there. I'm interested to see how long he stays out there. I'm actually really impressed. I believe Priest is the one getting ready to fight around him here. Priest may be kind of gambling on somebody causing a caution. If he can come down, re-pit, and then reline him back up again. Priest gets his lap back. Down on the bottom, so that now makes the top 11 drivers or on the lead lap. Brandon Banks is going to be hoping to fight that back as well. Banks has got a little ways to go, though. Right now, he should be around Wendt. Ryan Wendt is sitting in 17th, driving a Toyota out here. Trying to see if the Zebra Cake machine can hold it. Trying to figure out what they can do. 25 laps left to go here on this race. 24 now that Corey crossed the line. John Williams. Williams trying to figure out if he can make up a little bit more ground. I would be curious if John Williams can. Seeing that he's less than half a second behind. Williams is going to need to take care of his tires when he comes down to pit for the final time here tonight. I would question at any point during this race who's going to decide to pit. Dakota Ehrman. Dakota Ehrman's working his way down pit road now. As well as Thomas Stanley and Jerry Culver. Both those guys are working their way down pit. Guys who are still in the box as Wheeler and Combs. Right now, if Wheeler was able to return and go out there and get a couple spots, he'd at least get 24th and put Rayburn down one more. I don't know if he's dealing with a substantial amount of damage. It looks like Johnny Taylor, Corey Hines, yep, there they are finally coming down pit road. So this is going to be the big call. I want to know if anybody has kind of tossed it up a little bit and only taken two. Right now per the times, that is not the case. We got guys trying to get through this entire track here, not really finding any kind of success. Sisler is now up to second. We got a lot of guys that still need to pit. Craig Parks came in on 92. He's going to need to come down. John Williams, he's working his way down now. Here comes Sisler. Ed Perry decides to stay out. Now, he last pit on 89. Robert Sanders, he's going to need to come down as well, and that should be the final pit stops for everybody out here. Unless Priest has this thing kind of dialed in. And he may be able to squeeze all the way out to the end if that is the case, and it's possible. Right now, Perry has the lead. Next person in line would be Robert Sanders. As he's going to try to shoot around pit and put these guys behind him. They are still in their box. Sanders might want to start considering when he comes in. Best time out of Sanders is a 40.58 seconds. His last time was 42.8. So he has lost 2.3 seconds off his normal times. Off his best time here on the track. So the longer he stays out there, the worse this can get. So he may need to come down for some tires, try to reset and get back out there. Ed Perry realizes that's the exact same thing that was happening to him. So Perry now coming down pit. Sanders deciding to stay out. He's going to try to lead a lap here. Out front, Jesse Priest is only about 4.5 seconds behind. And trying to make up some ground here and see if he can get him. Right now, Hammond still remains 10th as he passes by Perry. Hammond pit on lap 120 here. So I know different pit strategies are happening out here with about 20 laps left to go with the NSR Xfinity series. Right now, so far, so good. I'm pretty excited to see if we get these guys bunched together, if new tires end up causing one last caution and squeezing these guys all together. I guarantee you one couple of these guys are like kind of a mulligan here and be able to get another set of tires on and be done with it. Like Craig Parks sitting there with back on lap 92, and Robert Sanders, if he's able to throw some tires on it now and kind of level the playing field. Let's see if he can fight his way back to the front. But Sanders still leading this one. Last lap time was a 42.94. Right now he's off by almost 2.5 seconds off his fastest time. Priest is making up the ground though. So Priest less than 2 seconds and is making up almost 2 to 3 tenths per turn. As Jesse Priest is catching him. So we may see a new leader here in just a moment. Priest is using each turn to shave off more time. It is 1.9 before turn 1 and 2. As Jesse Priest fried off his tires for his lap 118 stop. There we go. Sanders working his way down pit. Sanders' last lap time was 43 seconds. Jesse Priest is in the lead. Corey Hines, who pit much later, about 10 laps later, is going to be reeling in Priest. Priest now is going to probably most likely going to drop down to second here. And he's going to have to try to hold off Banks. Banks, who's really been on a tear here with only 17 laps left to go. Should be looking good. Here it is. This should be the transfer here for the lead. Jesse Priest. Priest trying to hold on to it here. Corey Hines down to the bottom. Ooh, Priest still leads that one, so he gets an extra lap led here on the night. And Corey Hines getting out front. There he goes. Lines it up, and he should be able to pull away by just a little bit. Looking for where Brandon Hastings is. Hastings needs to make up half a second to catch Priest next. Brandon Banks sits fourth. Johnny Taylor is our fifth position driver. John Williams. Looks like we'll try to stick all three Johns in the same spot. 5, 6, and 7. Moving to John Hammond. Timothy Davis is 8th. Matt Sisler is 9th. And Cody Kinsey rounds out our top 10. Guys still on the lead lap are Ed Perry, Dakota Ehrman, Ryan Wendt. Might have to check that. I think Wendt is actually a lap down and mind-blowing enough. I think that's going to put Wendt with the lucky dog, and he's going to go around. Robert Sanders is the cause of our caution here. $15 laps left to go. Who decides to repit? Who decides to switch it up? Does Jesse Priest come down? I mean, he just got past like he was standing still there for a moment. He's got to be careful. All right, let's see what happened with Robert Sanders. Yep, got too deep in on that one. Yep, that's why the caution came out right there. All right, so he just looped it. Pit road. All our leaders coming down. John Hammond not coming down, staying out. Cody Kinsey staying out. Expect to see Ryan Wendt come down. And Wendt's going to get the wave around, and we'll see him back down pit road. Probably throw on a new set of tires and get back out there. Most of our guys trying to get back on the lead lap here. Do they take 4 tires? Do they take only 2? That's going to be the big question here. Wait to see if Ehrman, who's hanging out in 12th right now, is able to bounce back. Not looking like it. Ehrman a little slow. Fastest one in pit road, in this pit box, But it doesn't pay off much. Ehrman able to get up to 11th. "14 laps left to go here with the NSR Xfinity Series. We'll get this one squared away here. Yeah, Sanders, I knew he was having a little trouble trying to get his car squared away during practice. Running into a little time constraints, getting that thing dialed in, but you definitely try to get it very, very close. Right now, our top 10. Might be switching up again, but we'll see. I think Stoney's working his way down pit road. Tony Kivet working his way out. Wow. Ready. Now, pace truck lights should be out now. Everybody getting ready to double file and get this one back underway with 12 to go. Thomas Stanley there. Cody Kinsey and John Hammond, both yellow cars, starting in the front row here to try to see if they can squeeze this out to the end. Hammond last pit on lap 120. Cody Kinsey last pit on lap 123. Kinsey with this call here does move him up 24 positions here on the night. Blinking is not going to be friendly to anybody else out there. Alrighty, guys, light up that chat. Tell me what you think. This might be pretty sketchy all the way to the end. Pace truck is off. Back under green here in just a moment. Alrighty, and here we go. John Hammond getting a good jump as they get out front. Waiting to see if they can get any more. John Hammond sitting there squeezing out front. Corey Hines has 16 lap pressure tires, and this is probably when everybody's going to open it up. Really squeezing on through. Already starting to battle back here in the back with Kinsey. Kinsey and John Williams going at it here on the backstretch. Right now as Williams fights on the outside. Moving on through, Johnny Taylor. He's ending up with a little more than he wanted from Brandon Hastings, who's on the outside. Alrighty, here comes John Hammond. Now start seeing the life of the tires kicking in. Hines pulled away. Priest is trying to reel him in. Priest did pit on lap 136. Good offset pit. He has gotten Priest back to the top 3, and he's going to see if he can hold him to it. But no can do as Hammond is working his way backwards. He originally started up there in the second position. Actually in the top 5, and now is rolling on back. Ehrman up to 7th. We're going to follow along him and see how he chops everybody down and see if he can rotate up on them. See, he's got 2 Johns in front of him, Williams and Taylor. Let's see if he can slice on around him. Fastest through turn 1 and 2 all night. Now belongs to Brandon Banks. He turned that in just over 20 seconds. Right now he is on a slinging fast speed. Corey Hines now with a 40.15 out there on the track. This dude is flying out there. Holy cow, he is blazing fast. Right now only a couple of guys are faster than that. Banks and Hastings with a 40.11. Whatever adjustment was made, things are changing. This track comes around, everybody starts liking, and everything starts feeling pretty good. Track conditions remain the same. Let's see if anything changes. I thought the track Hines out in front by almost 0.6 of a second. having any problems. I think something happened to Johnny Taylor here. Taylor has disconnected. Taylor may have disconnected and dropped out. 13th position for him, and now he'll be marching back. Sanders may pass him. Stanley and Craig Parks may pass him. Since they're already laps down, I don't know what happened, but it just dropped out. Maybe have had a packet loss. Other guys out here looking to make up some ground. Ehrman has fought himself up to 5th. Right now trying to hold on to that race car as hard as he can. Right now he could use all the points he can get heading into the playoffs. 2 yellow machines of Kinsey and Hammond are now falling down to 10th and 11th. Nice little switch up would be if we end up under caution and they pit. Throw on a new set of tires and they may be able to seesaw it back. Both Brandon sitting now 2nd and 3rd. Hastings and Banks in their respective Chevrolets here battling for that 2nd position. Ehrman, I think, is running out of time. This may be all Corey Hines' race. Six laps left to go here at Auto Club for the California 200. These guys have been definitely working it here tonight. Late caution caused a little bit of trouble here on lap 134 with Robert Sanders. We've been under green since then with 6 to go. John Williams, glad the green flag is out because now he can make the moves he needs to. Here comes the battle for 3rd. John Williams down to the bottom. Where does Ehrman decide to go? Got to give it to Ehrman, especially for starting in a 19th position, now sitting 5th. Feeling pretty good now. Let's see if he can make up any more. Right now, it's looking like Brandon Banks was able to fend off John Williams. Williams with the hard charge there, but didn't have enough steam to get on through. Let's rotate back on here where I see Sisler. I think Sisler's getting ready to take on Timothy Davis. Outside line for his Ford. Gonna see if he could push on through. Ed Perry, he's following along as well. Ryan Wendt is sitting 12th. Good pit strategy calls by him, at least gonna land him on a lead lap finish. And right outside the top 10. Sisler not breaking free yet of the 92 machine of Timothy Davis. They definitely have fallen off pace by almost 2.5 seconds here with 4 to go. And Ehrman I think Ehrman's making a shot here. Down on the bottom goes John Williams. Right now, Ehrman getting ready to shove the 54 out of his way if Brandon Banks doesn't all of a sudden pick up the pace. Ehrman trying to get it going here. I know he's not looking to give up any positions. We ride along with Dakota Ehrman. Getting a shove to the 54 here, having to feather the gas on through to hold on to this car. A little bit of that draft. He might sling and stay to the outside here. 3 to go. Yeah, interesting enough to see if Ehrman is able to make a break. He may get a 2 for 1. He's going to try to see if he can line up Hastings up there. He's got John Williams behind him, but Williams wants it back. Passing Banks, Ehrman goes. And now Williams is following along. Right now, Ehrman a 2nd off pace, 3 to go. Keeping an eye on these 2 guys right now. Got a battle back there, for, I believe, for the 10th position, but Cody Kinsey kind of keeps blinking out here from John Hammond. Hammond trying to hold on to it as long as possible, as we got only 4 miles left to go in this race. Continuing on through. Hines still leading the race by almost a second. Ehrman's trying to make up another position here. They've got, if a caution were to come out, it has to happen in this turn for a reset. And I guarantee you these guys are ready to finish this one up. Not doing too bad here. Ehrman holding out in front of John Williams. Hines still leading this one as he will be passing the start-finish line for the last for the second to last time, as he's got to only complete one more lap to come away with a win for the California 200. Turn number 1 looking pretty flawless here, as he's definitely getting way loose here on that top line. Holding on there as long as he can. Ehrman's got it to the floor. Foreman trying to get it going here. John Williams sitting to the inside. Williams taking his peek, getting a shot of fresh air. No can do. Right now it's looking like Hines might have the win on this one, and everything is looking solid. All he needs to do is cross the line here. As the winner of the California 200 goes to Corey Hines in the 57 Chevrolet. Brandon Hastings is second, and John Williams was able to battle back Dakota Ehrman for third spot. So Ehrman and Williams get into a crash here at the line. Let's see what happens here. Ouch. Yeah, we can see Williams here. It looks like Ehrman tries to nudge down. When Ehrman nudges down, makes contact there, Williams rotates back up and clips him. We saw how Ehrman went. Finished the race. And then Williams ended up backwards. Wow. Wow, great work by all our drivers here. Making the best of it. I got to give it to them right now. The Team Conti came 1, 2, and 3 here tonight. This doesn't look like Mr. Hines will be doing any burnouts tonight, guys. Hold on just a moment. I'm going to collect all our guys, and we're going to have a chat with them tonight. All right, everybody, we have caught up with our third place finisher, John Williams. Man, what a race this was here. You kind of seesawed back and forth here a little bit, but talk to me starting in the front row next to John Hammond at the beginning of this race. Kind of, what was the mindset, and when John kind of broke loose, what did you do from there?
I wanted to pace myself better, but it seemed like the pace of the race was faster than I was expecting it to be. So you just kind of had to run as hard as you could and try to keep the tires on it to work out for the stops the best you could.
Yeah, I'm used to a lot more long runs, more of a high side. Everybody diving real low and taking advantage of the entire track out here. I do want to kind of mention a little bit later on here in the race, kind of between you and Dakota Ehrman right at the end. Dakota had been making up a boatload of ground there. I mean, how'd you fend him off?
Well, I was coming up to pass him there at the line, and he knew I was going to get him. He just come down and hit me the first time, and then it got us into each other again. But that's just a bad call on his side, I think. I got to run and he shouldn't have blocked it.
Yeah, I knew it. I think he probably also got jammed up behind Brandon. He was trying to get around him and had nowhere to go.
Right. It was tight. It was going to be tight and a good finish, but yeah, it was just trying to get everything we could. It was a good race for the most part, man. It was a lot of hard racing, way harder than I thought we were going to go. The whole race just was pretty much wide open. Track was cool, so it kind of was a little slicker than normal, but it made for a fun race. Hope it was fun to watch.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a good one from here. Definitely had a slew of cautions. I think that'd probably be the only thing you would have changed is getting rid of yellow fever out here tonight.
For sure, yeah, that'd have been a lot better to get rid of that, and it'd have been interesting to see how it would gone. I'm sure Corey would have still had us covered, but it would have been a lot better to see it go green.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, first driver of the Team Conti drivers. Go ahead and give me your shout outs.
Yep, everybody at Team Conti. Nick Ottinger was on the boxes helping tonight, so appreciate him and just everybody with Team Conti.
All righty, John Williams, congratulations on your third place finish, and we'll see how you do next round.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right, everybody, that is John Williams. Moving on to Brandon Hastings. This will be our second driver of the Team Conti drivers. Brandon Hastings, the 91 Chevrolet. You start second, finish second. Talk to me about this race here.
I mean, being a bridesmaid's a bit rough, right? Especially from start to finish, we just bookended that thing. Car was good. Car was good. Car was built good. I mean, that's what you're gonna get with Team Conti. We strive for the best, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not a driver. All I was doing was there is I'm training myself so that Nick and I, because Nick was my crew chief that race, Nick Ottinger, and I'm his crew chief for the Coke Series, and we're trying to build up a better repertoire, so to speak. So he crew chiefed me that entire race, and the roles were switched. It was a fantastic race. You could tell that the car was hooked up. The Team Conti Camaro really strived the middle run until we got to the end. The car was definitely better than the driver.
Well, definitely with the way some of this racing went out here tonight, was there any one driver you could put your finger on and you said, man, this guy gave me nothing but trouble tonight?
No, not really. Everyone pretty much did the exact same thing. There was some questionable calls from a bunch of people I really didn't understand. I don't know if that's knowing my experience with a lot of pit calls and fuel mileage and tire strategies and whatnot that I've done, that it just makes sense to me, and some people it might not be their forte. So no, everyone and everything kept pretty well. I will say the 48 machine of Dakota kind of gave me a stern fight the entire time that I was around him, as well as the 54. I can't remember who that was, but the 54 car also kind of rubs me hard, which I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, both those guys, Dakota Ehrman and Brandon Banks, both finished 4th and 5th tonight. All Chevrolets and all Team Conti tonight. Kind of, I take it that was the plan.
Absolutely. We like I said, we go to the racetrack to win. We don't go to the racetrack to participate.
All righty. Well, definitely, I hear you got a pro in your box and in your ear tonight. Excellent job. Congratulations on your second place finish. Go ahead and give me your shout outs.
Team Conti, Nick Ottinger, Michael Conti, Team Conti Sim Performance, everyone over there, Mardon PCs, and just I'm still trying to catch my breath here, Patrick. It's been a rough day. I haven't raced like that in years. I don't race. I think I've done my 26th race in officials today for the year.
Oh wow.
So I don't race anymore, as you can see.
Yeah, well, I'm with you, man. I got the broadcaster rust. I get out there. I know what I got to do. It just feels funny.
I'm a setup guy. That's all I do. I'm just here to support.
Yep, make it feel good, make it turn right, and make it fix it for the driver. That's why I hate fixed races, man. Congratulations, and I'll hopefully we'll see what you got for us next week.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
Appreciate it, Brandon.
Appreciate you.
All right, everybody. That is Brandon Hastings in the 91 Chevrolet. That moves us to our race winner here of Corey Hines. First question I have got to ask, and I have got to know, Corey, what in the heck happened during your qualifying run?
Actually hit the wall, so lap was invalid.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out, because I tried poking around and trying to figure out how in the world you started in 18th position and come away with a win here tonight. That was definitely a lot of speed there. I wasn't sure if you were going to get stage 1, but the amount of speed you came up with, I said, all right, well, if you can pass 16 drivers, stage 2 should be kind of a layup for you.
It gets hard to pass here. That top side really, if you get a guy that kind of pins you down, it gets kind of hard to work through the field.
All righty. Well, you had a bunch of drivers that were all over you here tonight. You had John Williams, your own teammate. You had Dakota Ehrman getting up there and poking around. I think Jesse Priest was thinking about it and Brandon Banks. But, man, was there anybody out there you said, man, I know my setup's good tonight, but, is it good enough?
Yeah, I mean, kind of on those restarts, you kind of think that if they time the restart good and get a good run down the back, because the draft is so strong that they might be able to get beside you going into 3, and then you got to race them out at that point.
Alrighty. What was the key to winning tonight? Was it just consistency? Is it the setup? Was it the teamwork? Give me something here.
A little bit of everything. Setup was pretty good, and just as far as driving, just tried to focus on getting that run off. That way I could carry enough momentum to where they wouldn't really get big enough runs to get beside me, I would say.
Okay. I know sometimes when I race these Xfinity series, is there one adjustment? I always try to ask on some of these leagues, is there one adjustment that makes the difference to the car for your race here tonight?
To be honest, I didn't really change a whole lot there during the race. I mean, besides the last run, I was light on fuel, but other than that, didn't really change anything, to be honest.
Okay. I didn't know if you guys, is tire pressure the most critical one at this track? Is it a differential preload that you guys, shift with? Is it the bumps, preparing the suspension for the bumps heading into 3 and heading into 1? Is it just, I just like getting a little more juice out of you guys, especially since Team Conti didn't just come in the number 1 spot, but it also came 2nd and 3rd as well.
I don't really know if I would point to anything specific. You kind of got to make everything kind of work together, I would say.
All righty. Well, teamwork makes the dream work. Corey Hines, give me shout-outs, everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys for putting this on, and thank guys at Team Connie for the setup. Good this week.
All righty, Corey, congratulations on your win here at the California 200 at the Auto Club Speedway, and we'll see what you got for us next run.
All right, thank you.
All righty, everybody. Hopefully we'll get Corey to kind of pump up a little bit. I'm wondering if he's just tired out there. Definitely led a bunch of laps here tonight, but he made the last one count as he came in for the win. What an excellent run this was here tonight. I don't know about you guys, but this was a this was a shuffle back and forth for a lot of drivers. Hard charger of the night was actually not Corey Hines. It went to Ryan Wendt, that went up 18 positions on the night, completing him in 12th. We'll see if we can find a little something out here and see if we can find the race results for you guys, so you can find your favorite driver, figure out where they ended up. Like I said, you do see kind of a quick little peek there that the top 12 drivers are the only one still on the lead lap. Ryan Wendt was in some trouble, way about half a lap behind. But a lot of these other guys were playing chase here. I know we did have a boatload of drivers out here for most of the night, but I believe Grijalva was our first one to get knocked off here during the race, which is really unfortunate. About 4th lap in, that was it for him. Well, actually, 22nd lap in, 27th for Justin Cope and DL Lemon about that 46 mark. So a lot of guys have a lot of work to do. Hopefully we'll see how well they do in the next run. But man, oh man, I would love to know exactly where that is, because that is going to be a good race. We'll kind of sit here and seesaw back and forth. I don't know about you guys, but this is definitely something good to hear. And hearing from these other guys saying that they I think we're all learning a little bit of something here tonight, hearing that we may have a guy in here from the Coca-Cola 600 series, which that's the big dogs out there. That's pro licenses and everything else to have those guys do their best and really do their work. So there's a lot to learn. Those would definitely be the guys I would want to hang around out there. Definitely battling around. Those are the guys that make it national out there, doing their heck of a job. But that's not knocking anything on the NSR Xfinity series, as they are sponsored by the NC811.org. Guys, if you were looking to sponsor this league, you know exactly where to go. Head to the Facebook page, and definitely we will get that squared away. Knowing that NSR will be signing on, they will be added to simtracksbroadcasting.com, and we'll go ahead and get a couple of the links there. That way you guys can find them easy peasy lemon squeezy and get over there to their locations and ours as well, and see any previous races. If you were looking to see that there was some trouble in a different race, you can go back and point, or if a race winner, you can go ahead and like that as well. Don't forget to subscribe to both of our pages. But until then, when we know the next race, we'll be updating you guys Facebook, and we'll have a scheduled stream out there ready, locked and loaded, and ready to go. So until then, be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see all you guys next time.